Welcome to the Somehow Together podcast, where we explore faith, connection, and everything that holds us together. I'm Miranda.
And I'm Erica.
You know, life is messy,
Relationships are messy.
but we weren't meant to do life alone.
And God is still at work in the middle of it all.
So we're still showing up somehow together. Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's episode of Somehow Together. It is Miranda and Erica, and today we are going to be talking about joy.
One of my favorite topics.
Oh,
Yay.
good.
Yay.
Yay. We do actually love talking about joy, Erica, so I am not sad that this is the topic for the day today. But I think when we hear a lot, there's this phrase that goes around the church a lot of like choosing joy or finding happiness.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know if we really talk a lot about what that actually looks like in real life. And so today we are just going to have a conversation about things that are going on in our lives, things that bring us joy, where things have been hard, where it's hard to find joy. If that's, I don't actually love like choose joy concept, but we're going to dig into that a little bit.
Okay.
And where we're feeling connected, where we're feeling a little bit empty. And honestly, we're going to just have some fun with the conversation. So,
okay. Sounds good.
But first, let's talk a little bit about the difference between happiness and joy, because I think sometimes we use them interchangeably.
Yes.
And for the most part, it's probably fine that we do so. But there are nuances between happiness and joy. How would you define or differentiate, rather, between what happiness and joy is?
Well, when I think about joy, I think about like a heart level, deep level gratitude for the moment that you're in. I think that I also always go back to joy is one of the fruits of the Spirit. And so joy comes from God's presence inside of us. It's something he grows inside of us as we deepen our, grow in our walk with him. And it's not contingent on circumstances always. Yeah. Sometimes we can have joy in the midst of hard things that are happening. A lot of times we talk about yes, and, in a situation we're dealing with something hard, and yes, we are. It's really hard. And I see how God is at work in that situation. I see that God is drawing us closer to this person, or that he's changing my heart so that I see things differently. And so you can find this, not that it's easy or always fun to go through those things, but I feel like sometimes you can find this joy in a situation where it's not even fun or happy.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts around that?
Yeah, I looked up.
Okay.
I Googled it.
That's great.
I used the Google to give like I actually really, sometimes I don't love the definitions or whatever that come out of Google, but one of the things that the Google stated is that happiness is an external temporary emotion triggered by circumstances or achievements.
Okay.
While joy is a deeper internal state of well-being and purpose that endures regardless of external situations.
Okay.
And so I really like that because it sets the stage for happiness essentially being more flippant and dependent on, like you said, the circumstances that we are finding ourselves in. So we can be unhappy and still be joyful.
Sure.
Or we can have both together. And so as we talk today, we'll probably err more towards using them more interchangeably.
Sure.
But I did want to talk about like the difference between happiness and joy. Because some of the things that we'll talk about is situational and circumstantial, and others are a deeper state of being. I like how you said that, like the holding the tension of whatever this is and also still having joy. And so when we think about joy specifically, that deep, like inner being that is fueled, and I do agree with you. I do think that there is this element of having Jesus in our life that helps cultivate that joy for us. In fact, I've heard an acronym once that joy is J, Jesus, O is others, and Y is you. So like Jesus, others, you brings joy. And that's like the order in which we find joy is when we're focused first on Jesus, then on others, and then on ourselves. So I like that. But when we think about joy, do you think it's contagious? Like, do you think that like we can like catch joy from each other?
I do. I feel like there are people around me that are better at seeing the good, who are better at showing and expressing gratitude. And when they help to steer my thoughts toward those things by pointing them out or talking about them, then I feel more joyful and great, and I'm experiencing a new level of appreciation for whatever it is they're talking about. And, if they're doing big joy, like lots of excitement and lots of happiness and having fun, it's hard to not want to just join in and
be part of it
and have fun.
Yeah.
That's why I love concerts with people, worship concerts. I love camps with the kids. I remember like getting to lead VBS worship music or kids church worship music, and it was just like all of this dancing and moving and fun, and everybody getting to do that together. And I've always loved it. So I think it can be contagious. Laughter's contagious, right? When somebody 100%. Starts to laugh, like my sister and I should never sit next to each other at a funeral. We always laugh, like it's hard not to start laughing. And if one of us starts laughing, then the other starts laughing. I just remember that in church too, as a teenager, trying not to laugh too much, but I don't know. What are your thoughts around contagious joy?
Oh, I think so. Similarly, like it's hard. I don't know, unless you're in a really dark place.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to laugh. That's horrible. I don't mean to laugh at people who are in dark places. This is my problem.
This is our contagious
we
joy.
Also should not sit next to each other during heavy things like, district assemblies.
Yes, that's true.
Things like that. Anyway, unless you're in like a really dark place and you've made like a deep commitment to really like shut down everything else around you, I do think that it is really hard to not catch a little bit of somebody else's joy. Even in little things in life. Like I think of, oh my goodness, like when my kids belly laugh, now as teenagers and young adults, like when they like belly laugh, I don't know that there's anything that could be going wrong in my life that I don't stop and just like be in awe and wonder and like want to join them in that moment. And so there are certain things that really do help us, almost like pulls us out of that funk and allows us to be in the moment of joy with somebody else. And I do love that. So I think it's part of community, right? Is this ability to, and it's why it's important, because when we are going through the hard part of our and experience, and there are others, not that they're ignoring our hard thing or they're not meeting us in it, but we still get to experience life alongside of them. And it is a little bit more encouraging when we are navigating our hard things to be with other people who are joyful. And yet also hard because we look at them and we see them and we're like, must be nice.
Yeah. They have
it all together.
Yeah.
How fun for them, and I don't say that mockingly at all, because I definitely have been there. And it is really hard at the same time to watch somebody else be joyful while you are going through a really hard and terrible thing. But I do think that there is encouragement in being able to walk alongside people in both aspects of that. And I do think like, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, it can kind of make you feel alive, right? When you're in the midst of like really hard things and you're feeling very numb or shut down or angry, to have a break in that through laughter or gratitude, something that reminds you
Yes.
that to be thankful. It reminds you that you're alive
Yeah.
and that you're okay. You're
Yes.
present, and you
Yes.
will get through this. So sometimes those little joy moments, they hold deep meaning.
They do. And I actually talk a lot about that with as a chaplain with people who
Oh,
have experienced loss or a really powerful event in their life, or whatever. When I'm talking with them, that is one of the things that I say a lot is we weren't created to be sad all the time. Like we can't be. That's not like we might feel sad for a lot of the immediate future, but we won't and can't feel sad for every moment of every single day for all of eternity. And so it is okay that with sadness, if you find yourself laughing at something, it's okay to allow yourself that moment of laughter and lightness, because the sadness will come back. And it's important to press into those moments. It doesn't mean that you loved the person any less. It doesn't mean that what you're going through is not really, really hard. It just means that you're giving space for some of that light to come into a really dark place. And it's okay to have both.
Yeah, I love it.
But it's hard.
It's hard. Yeah.
Who's a person? Go ahead.
I was just going to say, and some people feel like that they're being disloyal if they have happy emotions, or somebody else I was talking to this week said they didn't feel like their feelings were real. Their feelings of sadness may not have been real since they were able to feel happy the next day, and that's just not true. So it doesn't discredit their sadness just because they've been able to find joy in the next moment.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's a person in your life who's been like who just consistently makes you feel a little bit lighter, or like when you are having, and maybe not like having a hard time, you go to them because you want to feel lighter, but just somebody you enjoy being around because they are like a light person. And that doesn't mean they don't navigate their own hard things. It just means that when you're around them, you feel like you can.
Yeah. Well, I have a lot of different people for a lot of different reasons. I enjoy being with them. Like my sister and I laugh. Yeah, my sister and I laugh a lot. And like she shares funny reels with me, and like we do, we get in trouble a lot. And so, my sister, but also I really love conversations with my friend Laura. I love talking to Liz. I like talking to so I think there's a lot of people that bring different parts of joy to my life, different things to my life.
Isn't that fun to like know that it's not just one person that you can go to, but that there's like a community of people that you're able to find that connection and joy with?
Oh, Olivia. I shouldn't leave her out. Olivia and Easton, when we laugh really hard, it's really fun. And Jason. Yeah. So like when the four of us are together, there's that too.
Yeah. When they're not making you want to cry.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I definitely can belly laugh together, we'll like. Yeah. So I love that about our mother-daughter relationship. So
that's so awesome.
Yeah. How about you?
Oh, I definitely have similar. Like it's a lot of friends and family that it's just, it's a lot of people for a lot of different, I get similar people that we overlap in circles with. One of the things that I've been thinking about, because I was asked like how being in a new place, being disconnected from my support system, while yes, we have phone calls and we have text messages and we have video calls and all that kind of stuff, like what is something that you are looking for in friendships and cultivating that connection where you're at? And I was thinking about it because this idea of joy and togetherness is actually really important. It's why we are doing a podcast called Somehow Together, because we both value community and connection. And I know I won't thrive if I don't find some of that in real life, and also still staying connected to the people that I have in Washington. But, and I wanted to say like the normal things of, somebody who makes me feel, that's trustworthy and loyal, like the characteristic traits. And I found myself going down that way, and I was like, wait, stop. Like, what is it that I appreciate about the people that I already have in my life that I would want
Can
again?
look for in new friends. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, I want people who make me laugh. I want to be able to have conversations that are both serious and funny. I want to be able to go and experience things with people that we enjoy together, where I don't have to feel awkward about kind of being a little bit ridiculous in that setting. I want, and so a lot of what I started realizing that I want out of new friendships and relationships are carryovers out of things that I've cultivated with friends like, you and Amber and Donna and Jessica, like these people in my life that I just love being around, to be able to be like, I want to be able to have that and to feel that no matter what is going on in our lives, whether that is the hard things or the easy things, there is this element of joyful connection that threads through all of that.
Yeah.
And it made me feel kind of good about that answer, because so much
really
of life
good.
is so serious.
Yes.
that I want to be able to have fun.
Well, and I think I've been telling, that's been part of my healing journey the last few years, is like finding fun and finding people that I have fun with. And focusing in on that a lot. Yeah. So I think it's good. Yeah. I was actually thinking, as you were talking, of us in the hotel room right before the Savannah Banana game with our group there. And we were just busting up laughing the whole night. It was fun.
Oh, yeah. And it's annoying, like I was in a hotel room with Amber, and her name's Stephanie from Puyallup for our conference for the youth that I just went to. And we were having so much fun in our
in your room,
hotel room. And I was like, man, why did I just now meet her? Because now I'm sad that I have to say goodbye to a new friend that I, that I had. But those moments of connection that we made in that space will allow us to then be connected outside of it. And so,
it reminds you can make those relationships with new people too. That there are, there are more opportunities out there. Lots of people like to laugh. So not everybody will start a podcast with you, though.
That's true. How many of them do you think we could rope into being on the podcast, though?
That's our goal next year. Get ready, ladies.
Yeah, be on the lookout. Oh man, that's so awesome. What is something, when you look through your life or look over your life, what's something that's made you smile recently? It doesn't have to necessarily be in the last week, but like something in the most recent history of your life that has made you smile or unexpectedly made you laugh or has brought you like a lot of joy.
Can I only share one?
I mean, you know how this goes. We start with one and then we kind of spiral out. So start with one and then we'll see where that takes us an hour later. That's all we get to.
Well, I've really loved Easton coming back from this youth conference, NYC, and coming back in. We were sitting in a place where we couldn't use our cell phones for a while, and he was sharing with me all the ways that he had fun and what God taught him over that. That was really meaningful. And as I was thinking through like this kind of creating a list, I realized there's a lot of, it's all about the people, even though, so like hanging out with Easton. And then I was like drinking tea out of a mug that my friend Liz made, and she's an artist, and she made that mug. And I was like, this brings a smile to my face, joy every day when I drink tea out of this mug. Yeah. Donna has been sending me reels about Diet Coke and Jesus a lot. And so, because she knows I like Diet Coke, it's like, how do I not throat punch people? It has like Diet Coke and Jesus, right? Coke. Yeah. And then I got to know somebody new at the parade on the 4th of July as we were handing out sunscreen. Our church did a sunscreen giveaway at the parade. And I got to serve alongside her. And cool. It was really fun to get to know her. And just as I was thinking through all of that, I'm like, it's all really about the people, the connections I've made. Those are the things that bring me the most joy. So
do you think that's why? Do you think that's why those moments stand out the most to you, is because of the people involved in it? It's not so much what you're doing; it's the people around it.
Even the mug, it's like I'm holding it up right now. Miranda can see it, but it's just she's got her mug there right there too. Yeah. And it's just, it's the beauty of what Liz brought to my life and the reminder that she's in my life and I'm thankful for her, It's so, Yeah, I think it's people. I also think God, like,
Sure.
and nature, like when I'm out in
Oh,
nature and stuff, you know,
yes.
and I'm like, oh,
Yes.
God is amazing. And so it's that, I guess, it's still connection. So
Yeah.
it's just with the big being out there, you know, so, so
Yeah.
how
I
about you?
think
What? Mm-hmm.
I think that moving moving to Utah,
Mm-hmm.
I one, it's really hot, so I'm not outside as much as I would like to be because I will literally like burn to a crisp. But the proximity to the mountains here, and I'm a mountains person. I mean, I
Okay.
don't get me wrong, I like the beach. I hate the
Sure.
sand. And so
Yeah.
the beach is not my favorite. I like the
Mm-hmm.
vastness of it. I like the wildness of it, but it is not my favorite place to hang out. The mountains, I could spend all day in the
Okay.
mountains.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And literally looking out my office window right now, I have a peekaboo view of the Wasatch Mountains. And
Aw.
it is beautiful. And just sitting on my front porch in the quiet and looking at the mountains it just brings joy to me because it's
Uh-huh.
not about the mountain and the prettiness, but it's that it's been created
Mm-hmm.
in the first place. And
Yeah.
the same God that created that mountain created me and
Mm-hmm.
you and the people in our lives that we find connection and belonging with. And it's just this, I don't know, it's just beautiful. Like it's quiet joy. It's not necessarily like connected joy with other people, but it does bring quiet. And I do love, like, there's just something about being in nature. And the night sky is also one of those things for
Oh,
me. I know a
cool.
lot of people love like
Mm-hmm.
sunsets and sunrises. I love like the vastness of a starry night.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Nothing
then
makes me
you
feel smaller.
definitely need to come to Iowa because you can
Farm?
see,
Oh,
yes, you
because
can
there's
see
no
the
city
no, there's no city,
lights
and you can see the
spill over.
stars from like it
Oh,
feels like you're in a planetarium almost. So
that would be amazing.
yes, and I get to go out to the farm in a couple weeks, and I'm like, that's one of my favorite things is out in the night when there's no clouds, you know, and you see all the
Yes.
stars. Yeah,
Oh, that would be
and the
beautiful.
lightning bugs.
No.
Yes,
Like a lot of them, like
yes,
in the movies when you walk out in the field and it's like a
yeah,
starry sky, but on the
yes,
ground.
yeah. Yep. They're like all
So
over the
cool.
cornfield. Yeah, I know. I didn't even know that there were people on this planet that didn't know what lightning bugs were, but people out in Washington have never seen it. Do you have them in
No.
Utah?
Not that I've seen. I
Okay.
experienced them when I did I was a summer camp counselor in Pennsylvania
Oh, uh-huh.
in college, and they had them there. And so
Mm-hmm.
that was my first experience with them. And I thought they were magnificent, only to find out that like the 5 that I saw was not as much as what was usually there, but it seemed like an extreme
Uh-huh.
amount. There's probably more than 5, but not what they were used to seeing.
Yeah.
So
No.
yeah.
Yeah. Depending on the season and the year, they'll have them covering our fields. Yeah,
That is
it's
so
beautiful.
cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, we definitely need to make that happen for sure.
I know. It's a flyover state. That's what people call it. Iowa's a
Yeah.
flyover state. I'm like,
I
what?
need to mark
Yeah.
that off of my travel list.
Yeah, there you
That
go.
would bring me joy.
Okay.
Let's do that. When you think about joy, is joy something that you have had to be more intentional about? Like how did you become someone who notices moments of joy in your life?
Hmm. I feel like I had to make a shift. And it was several years ago when I started focusing on being more present and
Mm.
not trying to accomplish
Mm-hmm.
and strive and be productive all the time, but like trusting God with results, trusting God to do his thing. And so I stopped working really hard to make things happen and I could just sit back a little bit more and trust
Yeah.
God in the moments. And then by doing that, I feel like I had the capacity then to sit back and notice what God was doing, sit back and relax a little bit and pay attention and be more mindful of the things around me that are bringing me joy or that are
Mm-hmm.
pleasant or yeah, it's just learning to be present, right, and mindful in the
Yeah.
moment. I feel like it took practice.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I started prioritizing laughter, like what can bring laughter into my life. And I
Yeah.
went to a lot of comedy shows, start watching comedy shows.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a shift. There was a point where I was like, oh, I realized that the striving is me trying to play God.
Mm.
When I step back and trust God with the day, I get to live in joy and live in his peace, and I get to live differently. And so I feel like there was this shift, and it's been I've had to practice it. It's not like I don't step back into old tendencies, but
Sure.
yeah, but I feel like it's definitely been something I've been more aware of the last several years. So
yeah. One of the things that you said earlier about your definition of joy, you connected it to gratitude.
Oh, yeah.
And like being grateful in situations and circumstances, even if you're not happy in them, but like learning to find the things to be grateful for.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that is a huge piece of being intentional and being able to see and find the joy more
Mm-hmm.
intentionally, and then having it be at the more awareness part of our thoughts and our minds and our posture. And I thought of this for myself, many, many years ago. It was a long time. I think it was like my first year at Ridge Nest. So it had to have been at least like 8 years ago, maybe 7, 8 or 9. I can't remember. Time. It's been a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But we did a Bible study by Ann Voskamp called 1,000 Gifts. And while I did not finish out, I still actually have the journal that I started to write out my 1,000 gifts, and you're not supposed to repeat them. It's supposed to be 1,000 unique things that that you see and experience, and that brings you kind of that joy, that gratitude, things that you're thankful for. And I think for me, that's really when it started to shift for me. Not overnight. And I definitely I still struggle in some time, in some situations, to see what the gift is or what the joy is or where and how God is working in it. But it made me be more aware of those things on a micro level that I just normally was closed off to. And it has helped me be more aware of joy in my life as a whole, the practice of gratitude and being grateful and being able to name things out loud. And as silly as they may be, like I'm looking out my window and I have a fruit tree in my front yard that I can see, but it's not a very well producing fruit tree. It only produced 1 plum that I could see, but that plum was super low and I could see it. Like I got to watch from like a little tiny flower into a piece of fruit that eventually fell on the ground. And I think the birds ate because it's the only piece of fruit on the tree. But day after day sitting out there, I found myself just like staring and looking and watching this stupid little plum grow. And each stage of it, when it changed from green to yellow, I remember being so excited.
That's funny.
Like, it's yellow now. I took pictures and videos and sent it to Nate. And he's like, wow. But for me, it was just that little glimpse of this production of fruit in a tree that really doesn't mean much. It's not feeding my family, but it brought me it's just awareness, right? The awareness of the things and the people around
that's
you.
what I was going to say. Intentional noticing.
Yes.
It's a strategy. And actually, I use it in therapy a lot. Is to help people work through emotions, right? Is like start noticing things. We start practicing and noticing. It's intentional. Gratitude practices are an intentional noticing of the things around you. And it just shifts your heart and your mind in a way that you can't do if you're busy and you're never slowing down and sitting in the moment. So
and it doesn't happen by accident either. And I think that's the piece that both you and I hit on. Is it's a very intentional practice and an intentional seeking of joy that is then reproduced in and through us. It doesn't happen by accident. There's a lot of things that happen by accident. I don't think that is one of them. And it's not one that you can fake it till you make it either. Like there are some things in life that you can just like, if I just do the thing, even like if I just do it, I'll get better at it. But I think there is this like heart awareness as well that is present when we intentionally seek that out. But
part of that's putting our phone down.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Let's do a podcast on that.
I know. Because I don't know how you can notice anything if you're distracted, and our phones are our best distraction. We don't notice feelings because when we're distracted, we don't notice nature. We don't notice the people around us when we have our phones in our faces. And so we have to really work hard at intentionally setting them down and like being present in the moment.
And
Yeah.
being present in the moment. Yeah. I remember it was a few years ago. I read a lot, and I read a lot on my Kindle app. I don't actually have like a Kindle. I just read it on my phone or my iPad or whatever.
Yeah.
And probably 90% of what I do on my phone is read. And the boys would come up to me and talk, and I'd still have my phone in my hand, but they don't know that it's my book.
What are you doing? Yeah.
They don't know what I'm doing. And so where with a book, if they came up and talked to me, I would like put my book face down so that they knew that I was connected with my phone. I would still hold it in my hand. And so I made this intentional shift with them a few years ago to anytime they came up to talk to me, I would put my phone like face down so that they knew that I was like active and present in the conversation. And I think even for them, that changed the way that they viewed even my availability to have those conversations with them. Because before it's like, well, she's doing something on her phone. She probably doesn't want to be interrupted.
Yeah.
But I practiced that in order to not miss those moments of connection and those conversations that do actually, even though they can sometimes be hard conversations. I love having those conversations with my kids. It brings me so much joy when they walk up to me and initiate a conversation. With me.
Yeah, one of my favorite things is family dinner, and we don't have our phones at our, we sometimes have somebody call us or whatever, but not very often. We all four try to sit and be present at dinner time. And it's such a meaningful time of the day.
Yeah.
Because it's usually in the midst of a busy week. And so it's like, but the four of us get to sit down.
Yeah.
At least during the summer, it's the four of us. When Olivia's at school, it's three of us. But actually, Easton was complimented recently because he was hanging with a group of friends, and I'm not saying he's never on his phone because he is, but he was with people and had his phone put away, like he was ready to talk to people. You know, and I think it takes training and intentionality around. If we want to be connecting with each other, we cannot always have a phone in our face. So
no, he pointed out at the conference too. He actually, he told me, he goes, I can't believe people paid over $2,000 to be here and all they're doing is looking at their cell phones.
Yeah.
Like crazy, right? Like you're missing out on so many things.
Yeah.
So many things and so many points of connection and so many points of joy that are possible when we are intentional about pursuing it.
You're going to miss out if you don't.
Yeah. Where do you, when you think of like your life in general, where in your life right now do you feel the most like yourself? Like the most alive, bringing you the most joy? Like what in your life would you be like, oh, this gives me life right now?
When I'm hanging out with girlfriends, I think that's it. Like it's connection, having meaningful, deep conversations.
Yeah.
Laughing. Anytime I'm laughing, I always feel like myself. Sharing authentically and vulnerably with somebody close. That's also usually with my girlfriends. But then also helping others navigate their life. I feel like that's me living out my purpose, you know, and I get to do that in counseling sessions. I get to do that as a parent. I get to do that as a friend. And so, and not in a way that I'm like better than anyone and I'm all wise, but just like walking, like it's a privilege to walk alongside somebody as they are journeying.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when do you feel most authentically yourself?
The Savannah Banana Game.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, no, I definitely do at the Savannah Banana Games, but also, again, went to that conference with the teens and just loved the corporate worship of being in an auditorium or an arena with, you know, close to 11,000 people and worshiping together. What I am having to work on right now is finding joy outside of connection with people. Yeah. Because not harping on the fact I don't have anyone, but I don't. And so being intentional.
It's why you studied the plum.
It's why I studied the plum. But yeah, studying plums. But actually finding joy in rest, which is not something that I'm very good at. Rest and quiet for me. I don't want to say it's unsafe, but I haven't had a lot of points of quiet and rest in my life. And so I'm very used to filling my life with things. And I find myself getting a little antsy and a little anxious in the quiet and rest. And yet I know that's what God is leading me into right now in this season. of my life. And so I think that I am trying to find what does that joy look like in the absence of the things that typically would give me life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Also, I love music. I don't sing out loud in like, I mean, I sing out loud in groups of people or by myself, but the music has to be louder than my voice for me to really belt it out.
Mm-hmm.
And so I do love putting on music in my house and just worshiping or dancing around my house. That gives
fun.
me joy. Being with the boys. We've done a lot of hiking lately, which has been really fun and has brought a lot of joy. But again, it's finding and cultivating those moments when they happen.
Did you happen to listen to Jenny Allen, anything by her this week? She talked about rhythms. Well, you've been busy. You've been at the conference. But she talked about like, rhythms and how important they are and stuff.
Yeah.
And then she's like, literally, she felt like the next day God was calling her to some new rhythms.
Yes.
And she talked about like new wineskins.
Yeah, that was Jess Conley.
Oh, I said the wrong name. Who did I say?
Jenny Allen.
Oh, sorry, you're right. It was Jess Conley.
Yeah,
yes,
I haven't actually. I picked up her reels and stuff and looked at her stories, but I did not dive into the content because I didn't.
Yes, I meant Jess Conley. I had her face in her face in my mind. Anyway, Jess Conley. Yes, and she talked about new wineskins, and I had never recognized that. In right before that verse about wineskins, it talks about fasting, which is a rhythm, like a practice. And I'm like, I had never thought of the wineskins in terms of practices and like new wineskins being a part of new practices. And as I thought through my life, a lot of my practices are what bring me a lot of joy, like exercising and journaling and small groups and different things, worship, those things that I do, listening to scripture in the morning. I do a lot of different practices that bring me a lot of joy, but they sometimes serve only for a season where I'm like, I need to figure out something new or whatever, or you go through something. And so it sounds like that's kind of where you're at in this season. You're going to have to find new practices, new rhythms, new wineskins. So it's not a bad thing. It's just different.
No, it's just different. It's just hard. There is, oh my goodness, I'm blanking on her name. Dukes Lee something.
Yeah.
Do you know who I'm talking about? We saw her at our conference.
Yep.
I want to say it's Jennifer Dukes Lee.
Yeah, it is from Iowa. Yes.
So she wrote a book recently that was released, and it has to do with, I don't know. I have it next to me.
Mornings, right?
Yeah, the mornings thing of like getting up and recognizing where you find like good solid morning routines, even if you're like not a traditional morning person. And so I've been working through her book and her study.
Fun.
Since I've been here too. Because again, that recognition of what used to work for me does not work for me now because my entire routine in life has been kind of flipped around. And so trying to find what does work in this season of my life when it comes to routine, but particularly when it comes to like finding and cultivating that joy. Right. Yeah. And so that, I mean, I guess I already talked about that for myself, but where in your life do you feel like you've been struggling lately? And that can be, I guess, like when it comes to joy or just in general, but like where in your life have you found yourself like, oh, this would probably be something that I need to press into a little bit more?
Well, I have learned about myself. Something I've learned about myself is that I do better if I can take a vacation every quarter, like every 3 months. Yeah. And I started a new job this year and I didn't get a lot of vacation time for the first year. It does pick up the second year, so I just have to make it through this first
make
year.
It through your first year.
But so I haven't taken a vacation since the last week of February. And so I can tell it's been like almost 5 months and I can tell that I am tired, and I'm going into my sessions tired and I'm feeling tired. And I'm just needing that vacation. And I'm pretty aware of myself. Like when I stop enjoying the day to day, when I'm tired of the routine, when I'm struggling to make dinner, all of the things I normally do, I can tell that something's off and I need to evaluate. And for sure, I need a vacation, which I have in like 2 more weeks of work. But yes. So that is just one of the areas I'm struggling right now. It's just pressing through that. And yeah, I'm just trying to find places where, connection, ways to find fun in the midst of a very busy work schedule. So that's hard too. So,
which is really hard because life doesn't push pause when we decide we want to have a break or have fun. Like it just continues going on around us.
And we're in Washington and the summers are beautiful here. And I'm like, this is my first summer working full time since Olivia went to since Olivia was born. So 20 years ago. I worked some in the last few summers, but not like every day, every week.
Yeah.
And I'm like, when am I supposed to paddleboard? When am I supposed to, stay up late, playing games with people? Like all of the things I like to do in the summer, it's not happening as it usually does. Right. And I feel like everybody who's lived in the Pacific Northwest knows this feeling like we only have a few months.
You have to. It's like scarcity mindset. I gotta soak in as much as I can because I don't know when it'll come back.
Yes. And like, it's sunny now. It's nice out. Let's go. Yes. And so
I need enough vitamin D to last me through my deficiency.
And so I kind of feel that like, I can't believe it's July already. The months are slipping away so fast.
Yeah.
So anyway, it happens every year. And I remember every summer I get to Labor Day and I'm like, I can't believe summer's almost over. So.
How did it happen so fast? When you notice yourself drifting away, what do you do to reconnect with joy? Like when you are in a place of struggle, how do you like reconnect back with that part of you?
Well, I usually start with my relationship with God, and I'll journal, spend more time in prayer. I find that usually if I'm struggling, it's because I've gotten distracted and stopped my spiritual practices. And I know it sounds maybe too over spiritualized, but I'm like, it really is true. Like if I want to feel better, I sit down and I spend time with God and I journal and I am in his presence, in my chair, in my room. I have a place, it's where we meet. And I can tell that when things are off that I haven't done that enough.
Yeah.
So I start there, and then I love to move my body. So I can also tell like if I'm struggling to find joy, it's usually because I'm not moving enough.
Yeah.
And then the third thing I thought of is I have to reach out to people. I have to start being in other people's presence, even if it's showing up at church events, or calling somebody for tea or ice cream or whatever it is. So I was like, God, move my body in people. And if I do those three things, usually I can pull myself out of whatever, like funk I'm in, the struggle I'm having to find joy or whatever. So,
which does follow along with that acronym.
Oh, the joy.
The joy Jesus others you, right?
Yeah,
where like first the Lord and then like other people and then your body. Like and not that it has to be in that order either, but there are key things that when we do find ourselves in that funk or we find ourselves like a little bit more disconnected from life or what gives us life or brings us life or like is joyful for us, it is like that ability to step back and be like, okay, what has changed? What am I not doing? What am I doing more of that's not working? Kind of that wineskins idea too, right? Like what in my life do I actually need to change that's no longer working for me where I'm at now? It's something that used to work, but it's no longer working for me.
Yep.
And so I think that's important. I definitely would agree probably with all of those, maybe less on the physical activity side. But I do, not to say that I don't. Actually, since being here, we've gone hiking a lot. And so the last 2 weeks I've been gone and have not been able to go hiking. And I told Nate last night that I need to be out. I need to go on a hike. The problem is it's really hot here.
Does it cool down? Does it cool down in the evenings?
I woke up this morning and it was 78 degrees outside.
Ugh.
At like 7:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
So no, it's not really.
So it's not like Washington where it cools down. Yeah.
No. I mean, it's not hot, in the sun hot. So there is that. So we are tweaking. Like tonight we'll probably go to the park once, but you have to wait until the sun goes down, which is like 9:00.
Yeah.
And so who wants to go to the park and play Frisbee at 9? Well, I do at this point because I at least need to get out.
Yeah,
because
you need to go do it.
Being in the direct sun in 100-degree weather is not pleasant. And going up into the mountains maybe gets you 5 to 10 degrees cooler, but you're still in the scorching sunshine. And I don't do well.
Yeah.
And like my skin literally melts off. I'm not literally.
Not literally.
Well, maybe peeling is literally skin melting off. And it happens faster than me for other people. So all that to say, like, I don't even know where I was going with it.
I can't remember. Sorry, I interrupted you. I'm like, oh, just that you have to get out and do those things.
Physical activity. Like I am noticing the more physical I have become, the more I crave it actually. Yeah. And so integrating it into some of those routines where typically ending my evening with a book and a blanket has always been one of my favorite things. And now I'm like, ooh, I need to get out. I need to take advantage of the cooler weather in the evening time and go do that and save my reading for when I can't leave my house. So it's just,
Did I ever tell you that we lived in Kansas City for like 25 years or something like that. And we moved to Washington and I was like, oh, I didn't know I could like it outside.
I thought that we just didn't do this.
I thought that outside was just bad. And so now I'm like, yes, here, I love it outside here. Kansas City was hot and humid and then cold in the winter.
Oh, man, I bet. Yeah. That's kind of awful. That's awful. I think the other thing that draws me back to going back to like time with Jesus, journaling is a huge one. And I know you mentioned that one, but worship music is the other.
Okay.
Like if I feel myself disconnecting from my relationship with Jesus, journaling and worship music is usually the two things that will like reorient me back pretty fast, especially if it's super loud and in the car.
You know what I have found I love is movement with worship.
Yes.
So part of my exercise class, we move in worship too. But like even during worship on Sunday mornings, I have I've started moving my body more, like rocking back and forth. And like there's something like very cathartic and it just makes me feel better when I move my body while I worship.
Yes.
It brings me joy.
Yeah. When we look at the people in our lives around us, like we mentioned it even in our own conversations, like we're tired, we're exhausted, we go through the hard things. How do we help other people connect with joy? Or what do we do to help encourage them or help them reconnect with their own joy?
That's very hard. We're trying not to bust up laughing during this podcast at each other on the video.
We can see each other.
Yeah. I think we model.
Yeah.
And we start bringing up conversations about things that are good. How we think impacts how we feel, And so when we practice practice gratitude and noticing good things around us, and then we speak them out loud to people or share them with people, especially if it's about Jesus and what Jesus and God has done in our lives. I'm like, it's so encouraging. And so I feel like it's something that can encourage them to start practicing the noticing that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. How do you think we do that? Because I don't disagree with you. Like I do definitely agree with you. But how do we walk the line of not like spiritually bypassing in those moments?
Oh yeah.
Like how do we help them connect with joy and also give the space for whatever situation or circumstance they find themselves in?
Well, I think it depends on the conversation and what's happening, right?
100%. Yeah.
So if we're having a moment of conversation around their struggle and where they're at, and they're sharing their deepest, darkest feelings, or just even the conversation is around their struggle, I'm not going to start pushing my joy.
Just choose
practice.
Joy.
Yes. No, would not do that. So sometimes I'm like thinking these things are common sense, but maybe they're not. But yeah, no, I never try to minimize or devalue what they're feeling and thinking through positive thinking. if that
Yes,
makes
correct.
sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
However, as a life practice, it is very good to notice the good. It actually changes your neural pathways.
It does. Yeah.
And you will start feeling more joy, and you
Yes.
will start being happier when you practice positive thoughts
Yeah.
and notice the blessings around you. And so gratitude
Yes.
actually, it does a lot for our chemistry. It does a lot
It
for
does.
our mind. It's I even heard recently, it's like you can't be the part of your brain that holds anxiety also is where we
Cannot.
practice gratitude. So if you're
Yep.
practicing gratitude, you can't be anxious at the same time.
Correct.
And so
And gratitude will override anxiety.
yes,
Because it's a stronger, deeper connect. Like it's
neural
a more
pathway.
integrated.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah. I love that. I was literally just about to say that because I talk about that a lot with people. Again, not in a way that bypasses or like minimizes what they're going through, but I think particularly just in seasons of like, maybe not like a difficult situation or like an acute hard thing that somebody just experienced or, you know, something like that. But just like in a general, like, I just haven't felt myself lately. Or I've just been kind of down lately in a funk, right? Or I just feel kind of stuck in my life. Like, I think those are more natural on ramps to be able to start talking about gratitude and joy and, you know, things like that. And not that you can't do that even in the acute hard things, because I do think that conversations can and will naturally navigate there. It's holding space for both of those. Like we can express and be sad and hurt and angry and all these things, and we
it
can
probably
also
works best to invite people into opportunities to experience some of that too, versus just
Jesus
telling
others
them,
you, right?
Yeah, versus just telling them about it. You know, invite them to come play pickleball with you or go on a walk or whatever it is.
Or like asking, I always tell people like be curious. And so like asking questions about when's the last time you didn't feel this way? What do you typically do when hard things happen? Right? Like asking them questions to get them even thinking about, and maybe they're old wineskins at that point, right? But at least they're starting to think about showing up for themselves in that way or connecting with other people in order to help get that support that they need. And I think that's pretty important. So.
I think that we have internal resources, right? And God's one of our internal resources, but also the things that our strengths are, our personal strengths. Also the things, our experiences. So the things that have happened to us in the past are part of our and our resources. And when we focus on how we've gotten through hard things in the past, you know, those are all positive. They feel like positive talking and thinking, but it's like actually helping us to know how to navigate the hard we're going through right now.
Correct.
By identifying those resources.
Yeah. It's why I'm a huge proponent going back to journaling. It's why I love journaling, because when we journal through some of the hard things, when we're navigating a hard situation, I have pulled out journals in the past where I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot about how God showed up for me then. And it helps me remember and reconnect back with that truth that he, even if I don't feel him or, you know, whatever, I know that he is present and he is active and he is working in my life. And it's those little stones of remembrance along the way that help point us back to his presence and his activity in our life.
I don't even like always read through old journals. I just see my old journals on the shelf because I keep them all together, like in a shelf on a shelf. And I'm like, those are all full of like maybe like each day. No, I don't write. I definitely don't journal every day. I would say 2 to 3 times a week. But each page has a day where God and I met. And I go, we have years of relationship now. We are close. We are connect. He is walking with me through this thing. And so to remember that helps a ton. Yeah.
I love that. Thanks, Erica, I know we could spend so much more time talking about joy. Like there's just so much nuance here. And like we've talked about in the past too, of just like, again, kind of how do you hold both and reconnect with joy when you really are going through like the thick of things, and maybe that'll be a future podcast for another day, because there's definitely more that we could talk about around that. But mostly it's just fun to one, see where God is working and moving in our lives right now, and two, be a little bit okay with talking about the places that we're struggling, where we want God to show up in our lives as well. So thanks for chatting about joy and all the things that bring us joy and laughter. I know there are so many. You and I, we like to laugh, and I think at the end of the day, for me, laughter is so key. I don't know what I would do if I couldn't
couldn't laugh.
Laughter. And not just laughing for myself, but I love hearing other people laugh. And I do get a little bit of FOMO when I'm out in public and I hear like a group laughing. I'm like, what are they talking about?
Can I go over there?
Can I be their friend? and yeah, anyway, but I do. I know you do too, but love talking about joy. So as we end out our session today with our somehow together question of the day.
Yes.
What is something that you loved as a kid that you secretly still love today? Or maybe it's not so secret.
It's not secret.
But what is something that you loved as a kid or enjoyed as a kid that you still love today?
You know what I still love is a good belly laugh where I almost pee my pants. And
that's a lot easier these days.
Yes, I know. But it's like when we're all like a bunch of friends and we're all like crossing our legs trying not to pee our pants or laughing. Yeah. We're just all laughing so hard. That's my favorite. I don't even know if it matters what we are talking about or laughing about, but whatever it is making us laugh.
Whatever it is.
I think that would be my thing. Okay. Love dancing and singing and moving, and like the kids and I, when they were little, would like watch cartoons. And the trailer at the end always had good music. And so after every movie, I'd get up and start dancing, and the kids would join me. And so like dance parties.
When you took them to the movie theater, did you ever take them down to the front to dance at the end credits?
I think, did you tell me that you used to do that?
Yeah, I used to do that with my boys.
Our row. We never did that, but yeah.
I think it's given the movie theater anxiety. I don't know that they loved it as much as I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine is I still love stuffed animals.
Oh, fun.
Particularly sleeping with them.
Okay.
I only have one. But I do still have. I justified it.
The same one?
No. I lost my teddy bear a long time ago, and I cried when I realized it. I think I left him in Pennsylvania at the summer camp I used to work at. But
oh yeah, I did stay with you in a hotel. I think you
and I have my little neck pillow. I call it my neck pillow because it justifies it and it sounds better.
I didn't think anything of it. So yeah,
it is technically like a heating pad that you can heat up in the microwave and put like on your neck. But I definitely snuggle with it more than I use it for heating therapy.
Yeah.
So I just think that there's something like a body. I mean, I like to snuggle with Nate too, but like there is something, but he gets like, it's hot. And so there is something about, and just comforting of just like having a stuffed animal or like a favorite blanket or a cozy, cozy thing. So
I think it's why we love pets too, because they cuddle and they're soft and it's good for our brains.
So my kids are now almost 16 and just turned 18, and they still love when I buy them stuffed animals. And I love that. And I hope that they never, they don't sleep with them anymore, but I hope that they never like lose that childlike wonder for that softness. So
that's fun.
It is. Anyway. All right. Well, we will chat later.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, bye. Thanks for spending time with us today. If this conversation resonated with you, please share it with someone you want to help feel a little less alone. And as you go into your week, ask yourself, where in my life do I need togetherness right now? And until next time, we are somehow together.